Apparently you didn't learn your lesson last time because you're back for more. It's another Perfect Host show on DJNTV. I'm Jim Cerone. This week, how do you spell trouble? Who's got the juice in the music room? And a moron marketing tip. Those are all next. This is the Perfect Host show on DJNTV. I'm Jim Cerone. How did the Perfect Host come about? I've been a DJ for a lot of years and I thought that there was something missing. I had this flash of inspiration. What if, instead of just making people dance as a DJ, what if I thought of myself as the host of every party? And I began to write some things down that a host would do. And that's the list that we're going through right now. Number 8 of the Perfect Host Top 10 is Trouble. You may not realize it, but part of the reason people hire you is to be a troubleshooter. They need your experience and guidance to keep their event out of trouble. Where can trouble come from at events? Well, you know, you've been there. A cord could trip somebody. Divorced parents could be seated together because somebody didn't think that through. There's all kinds of things that can affect the mood of the room. And as the host of the party, it's your job to control that mood, to make sure there's a comfortable pace, that things move along without being rushed, but without being boring. And you want to make sure nobody gets hurt and that there's no trouble to ruin the event. So, how do you start? Back in number 1, we discussed how important show prep is. You predict trouble with your walkthrough. That means before you step foot on the property, before the guests get there, you have already thought what could cause problems with this event. You've talked that through with your client in your pre-planning meetings. Then, because you get there early, as we talked about in number 2, game day, you have plenty of time to do a walkthrough. It can look one way on paper, but when you get to an event, it can look completely different because now there's tables and chairs and you can see how the traffic patterns aren't going to work. You may need to move where your setup is and be flexible so that you avoid trouble with the servers coming in and out right behind you, or walking past your lighting stand, your speaker stand, or you know the photographer and videographer are going to have stuff. Sometimes it's even where the cake table is. You ever had where little kids start coming around the party and they're running and it's like they're magnetically attracted to the cake table? I had one night where the cake table, a kid actually slid underneath it. Talk about trouble. So you have to predict things with your pre-planning and then with your walkthrough the day of. You are their troubleshooter. You may never have realized that that's part of your job as the DJ, but you want to make sure the atmosphere stays happy and that everybody has fun and there's no trouble to be found. When I was a program director in radio, the promotions department didn't like me very much because I was the one in meetings always asking, what if? I was poking holes into the promotions that we were planning for the radio station. What if it rains? What if nobody shows up? What if too many people show up? What if there aren't enough bathrooms? What if? That's part of your job as the DJ at any event you do. What if? What could happen? How do we prevent that and make sure that everybody has a great time? If you've been a DJ for a while, you probably have a long list of what if stories. What if grandma has a stroke in the middle of dinner? What if your aunt collapses from heat exhaustion because it's 98 degrees? What if a groomsman faints during the ceremony and bounces his head off the copper railing? What if that cloud that is appearing outside behind the officiant who's doing a very long ceremony is full of thunder? Those are just a few of my stories. I'm sure you have plenty of your own. But you know when trouble is happening. I think as DJs, because we know how to read the room, we can sense when tension is ratcheting up. You ever seen somebody take a swing? Ever seen a fight break out on the dance floor? Ever seen people collapse because they're not hydrated or they've been drinking too much? You've seen it all. You know how to look out for trouble, and that's what makes you so valuable. You are your client's troubleshooter at your events. You pre-plan, you do a walkthrough, you ask what if, and then there's one more important thing you bring. As the host of the party, you grab the bull by the horns and fix it. As the host, it's your party, and so your job is to make sure everybody's happy. As the host, you're the one to step forward and either suggest a solution or grab the people who can fix it and fix it right away. One of the classes I took in college was called Group Dynamics and Discussion. What's fascinating to me is the way that groups act when trouble strikes. It seems like there's a lot of people who will bring up what the issue is and then complain about it, but there's not a lot of people that will fix it. As the host, it's your job to be assertive, to step forward with a solution or to gather people together and forge a solution together. But as the host, it's your job to fix trouble. Yes, our job is to DJ, make people dance, and be sure everyone has a great time. But part of that is looking out for trouble. With your experience and expertise and guidance, you can help your clients avoid things that might cause trouble at their events. Coming up next, a little juice in the music room.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
In the music room this week, the Perfect Host Show on DJNTV. I'm Jim Cerone. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think this will be the year you find out who Lizzo is. Lizzo has a song called Juice. You definitely need a clean version. Right now, there's only an explicit version available. But I think this song and the video together could make Lizzo a star. Here's a couple other pick hits for this week. Cardi B jumps right into 2019, a song with City Girls called Twerk You'll Need. Calvin Harris with an interesting team up with Rag & Bone Man, the guy who sang Human. Their new song is called Giant. The guys who sang Shut Up and Dance, Walk the Moon, have teamed up with Morgan for a song called Home. No, not the Edward Sharpe song. Nope, not the Philip Phillips song. There's a group from London called Superorganism, and I think they're going to have a hit with their song Nighttime. Check that one out. Last but not least, you know I check a lot of charts every week, especially the AAA chart. There's a great radio station in Bloomington, Indiana called WTTS 92.3. I want to give them a shout out because they play a great variety of adult alternative music. There have been a lot of those acts that have crossed over to top 40 in the last few years, especially female artists. That's where X's and O's, No Roots, and Feel It Still came from. And the latest is Maggie Rogers and her song Light On. That'll be on its way to top 40 soon. More on marketing next. It's the Perfect Host Show on DJNTV. The Perfect Host Show, DJNTV. I'm Jim Cerone with your More on Marketing tip. You get out of it what you put into it. You've heard that phrase before, but that's really key if you're being part of an association. You can't just sign up, pay your dues, and go to the meetings. You've got to get involved. Join a committee. If you see some things that are wrong, then be part of the organization so that you can help fix it and make it better. You really do get out what you put into it. And the more that you get involved, the more people see you as more than just a DJ. You're somebody who can really work together with others. You can offer solutions and help get things done. So, if you're part of an association, really get involved. And we're already out of time, but I look forward to seeing you next week. The Perfect Host Show, Jim Cerone on DJNTV.